My people wonder, they say shall never end. They said Ebony's family have come out to drag this priestess Yemi. Because according to the information we are gathering, they said this woman have been the one deceiving Ebony all this while. But I believe that the reason she was able to deceive Ebony is because Ebony is greedy. She wants to reap where she did not sow. Yes. Because if Ebony have not gone to the woman for help, the woman wouldn't have gotten an opportunity to enter Ebony and use Ebony and do whatever she wants to do for her own good, you know. So, according to what we are hearing, they said Ebony have confessed that this priestess Yemi, and they said that priestess Yemi is from Ebony's ruling house too. But you know that when it was time for the king to choose a bride, the woman fronted her own daughter, hoping that the king would choose her daughter as a wife. But unfortunately, Ebony manipulated the whole thing, entered the palace as a calabash carrier, and along the line, she became one of the king's wife. So when Ebony started going to seek help from this priestess Yemi, they said the priestess decided to utilize that opportunity to push Ebony out of that place. Remember that time without number, Ebony have come out to say that the jewel is using Juju to manipulate the king and to make the king not to like Ebony. Information have it that it was the woman who told Ebony all of that, you know. And recently, Ebony have come out to say that there is something that Adetutu blow in the palace that is making the king not to pay attention to her, that is Ebony. Because during that period that the king was celebrating his birthday, they said Ebony surprised the king because she did a whole lot of things to show love and to get the attention of the king. And during that period, it was looking like her plans work because that was when they say she and some group of people were lying against the jewel. So during that period, she was getting the king's attention unlike before, and she thought that everything have become okay for her, only for things to change again after a few days, you know. And that was how they say she ran back to this priestess Yemi, and the woman told her that, look, that Adetutu, that the jewel is using Adetutu to scatter the relationship between you and the king. That there is something that they blew in the palace recently that have made the king to change his heart towards you, that you have to do something about it. She even told Ebony allegedly that there is a pot that Adetutu have buried in that palace, and it was the jewel who sent her. That the Adetutu is dancing to the jewel's music tone right now because she wanted the marriage between her and the king to work, because she have find out that the king loves the jewels so much, and anyone who is supporting the jewels return is going to, you know, be in the good book of the king. And that is what Adetutu have find out that made her to always want to form an ally with the jewel, you know. That whatever the jewel is doing right now, she is using Adetutu to achieve that by coming into the palace to blow some substance into the air that will make the king to turn his back against Ebony. And also that there is a pot that they buried inside the palace, and they said the woman sent Ebony to go and dig out the pot, that unless that happens, that the king will not show any interest in her again. And that was how they said it was midnight. Ebony took some men and went to particular spot that this priestess Yemi told her to go and dig out the pot. And they say while they were digging, some Kabiesi's guards that were still awake that time, they followed them without them knowing, thinking that they are there to bury something. But unfortunately, after digging out something, they did not see any pot like the woman told them. And those people that was watching them said they did not even bury anything again. And a lot of people are saying that the reason Ebony cannot bury anything again is because of the fact that immunity have been removed from her. that if she tries anything right now that she no longer have the king's immunity, that it is going to backfire. And that's why she cannot go spiritually again. And this woman keep confusing her, telling her that is the jewel, this, that, even when it is clear that the reason the king turned against Ebony again after this birthday is because he find out that Ebony have been working with the jewel's cousin to lie against her and all of that. So now that they have find out about this, they said Ebony dragged the woman to the point that Ebony's family, they are too many, oh, including the youths, that they came out in their numbers with women. And you know that Ebony have influence in that their family from what we are hearing, due to the fact that she likes to help the poor. She likes to do all of this NGO thing to them, for them, So they said the moment Ebony cried out and complained, that is how they went to the woman's shrine and scatter everything. And they said the woman is powerful, very powerful and influential. And they said they went there and scatter everything, drag the woman. They said there is no kind of name that Ebony did not call that woman. And this issue of them knowing how to respect their elderly ones, that Ebony did not remember that, including women from Ebony's side, telling the priestess that they never know that this is who she is. Is it because of the fact that the king did not choose her daughter and all of that? They said the way they disgraced this woman, the way they, hey, and I asked, why is it that they did not do the same thing to Ebony when they find out that there is a snake in her chambers, in her shrine? Meanwhile, according to the information, she is not supposed to have a snake in her shrine because it is against the palace rule. But nobody came to anyway, during that time, it was the king who gave an order that her shrine should be burnt down. But they said the kind of humiliation that this priestess Yemi got from Ebony and her family, that they during Ebony time, it wasn't up to that, you know. But come to think of it, is it not Ebony who carried herself and palace matter to this priestess Yemi? Because I believe that if she have not gone to this priestess Yemi wouldn't have used the opportunity to see if she will be able to push her out. They said the reason Ebony have been suffering in this marriage all this while is because of this woman. And a lot of people are saying that that serves Ebony right, because she was also the reason why the jewel was having problem in her marriage then too. So if God decides to use Princess Yemi to pay her back for all that she did to the jewel, I don't think it's a big deal. Anyway, guys, that is what we are hearing. If the information is true, I want to remind you that these are all alleged, unverified information making rounds on social media and shouldn't be seen as fact unless you verify them. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye for now. Love you.